Hang on. Welcome to United Real Therapy, people. Welcome to United Real Therapy. How we doing? Meet Wolfsky. Hello, Wolfsky. He didn't come home, did it, Wolfie? He didn't come home.
No. It's not coming home, Wolfie, is it?
It's not coming home. Right, people, how we doing? We're here with Saeed. Saeed, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Just, it's a miserable day. It just sums up our kind of feeling of, what I mean?
Manchester, innit? It rains.
Manchester, it rains, and it's rained. Yeah. And, even the Wolf's not, Wolf is not wolfing. She never said it's wolfing, so.
Exactly.
Again, man, I'm just distraught, man. You know what I mean? I was there yesterday getting giddy. I thought football was coming home.
Yeah.
But football's not coming home, Wolfie, is it?
It's not.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
He agrees.
He agrees. Wolf is like, what's going on? So glad to be hanging out with him today. We just thought we'd gonna do the video, Saeed, and I just wanted to do the video because we've seen all of the discussing racial abuse, right? And racism is something that I've never ever shied away from.
Yeah,
and you know that, from day dot, I never shy away from it, and we know that as like minorities in this country, going to football is a risky business.
Yeah, risky for biscuit.
It's a risky business, but just a vile abuse. We just want to let people know that instead of sharing the horrific racism, can we please just report the racist abuse?
Yeah.
So how have you been doing that? So what are you doing? Are you on Instagram? If you're on
if you're on Instagram or Twitter, forget about quote tweeting it. Forget about giving it traction. I know people say, well, you need to get these guys out and catch. But, you're giving them more. This is what they want. They want to be trending on Twitter. They want to be the name of the town. Mm-hmm. So by you doing that, you're almost like, giving it in, and I don't like it for me. Mm-hmm. So what I would say to people is report the account. Make sure you report the account. Mm-hmm. Make sure you, and right underneath it is racially, what they call it, abusive tweets. Yeah. And I think for me, we just need to kind of like, understand that, it's not anywhere needed in sport. No. Absolutely no room for it in sport, and I think just got to pray for Saka and Sancho and Rashford that they somehow get themselves out of this in terms of mentally. That's the worry, because mentally, if you've been through racism, it's a big thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people just say, you got a chip on your shoulder and everything. Yeah, you pay the race card, but even feeling like you don't feel welcome, like sometimes you're not feeling where intimidation and the kind of feeling of what, man, because I'm black or whatever. You kind of feel like you're not wanted there, are you?
Nah, this is it. Listen, uncomfortableness. Like I always say, majority of black people in this country would hardly ever try to refer themselves as English because we were never allowed to be English. We're not allowed. It might be British, but we're not allowed to be English, right? Yeah. And I always feel like the English thing, as soon as the players, black players miss penalties, the real story comes out, and the reason why they were taking a knee. Yeah. And I want to say something about the likes of Priti Patel and Boris, who were basically saying, "Oh, yeah, England fans, it's all right to boo England team," when they've told you over and over and again they're doing it to raise awareness of inequality and racism. And there they are now putting their tweets out. Oh, no place for racist abuse. You're like, you are encouraging them to get booed.
And the worst thing about it is Priti Patel saying it's coming home, when in reality, you were sending them home, mate.
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. You were sending these people home.
Exactly.
You were sending people that, the migrants that, who came over this country for a better life.
Exactly.
You were sending them home. You were saying, you're not welcome here.
Yeah.
So,
big up.
Yeah, man.
Monetizing leftism. Solidarity from man. Solidarity is needed, bro. But the solidarity is with everybody there who suffers any form of discrimination, whether it's, homophobia, whether it is like racism, whether it is xenophobia, all discrimination and bigotry. We're all against that, and we're all for love and compassion, people.
Absolutely.
Because trust me, the world needs it.
Yeah,
the world needs it.
Man.
Big up Gary Neville, Khalid Ramadan last year. Big up yourself, bro. Gary, I'm just reading your breaking news that PM condemns racist abuse of England players. That's what I'm saying. Gary Neville has been 100% on this. You know what I mean? Gary, the Prime Minister said it's okay for the population of this country to boo those players who will try to promote equality.
That's what it all starts from. You know what I mean? Someone saying it's okay.
This is what I'm saying to you. Know? This is what I'm saying. When it suits them, innit? When they want to use it, they use it, don't they? They use it. Wolfie, what you doing? Wolfie's on the prowl. He's on the prowl.
He's on the prowl.
He's on the prowl. He's everywhere. But it just shows it, innit? There, another one. Gary Neville, the Prime Minister, said it was okay for us to boo the country was trying to promote inequality. That's the biggest hypocrite, innit? That's what they are. Big up, guys. Huge respect. Yeah, Footy Life, Tom. Love, bro. Respect to Southgate for standing up by his players.
You know, that's one thing we can credit with Southgate. 100%. He's always kind of backed the approach, the movement.
That's it.
The kind of,
and that's what no other England manager has done that. No other England manager.
Away from
they're always like, ooh, I don't want the newspapers to write articles. No, he's not give a damn.
Southgate, that's the one thing you can say.
And when they said about Bulgaria, England players getting money,
and he was trying to walk off the pitch.
And then he said, you know what? We've got racism in our own country as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and he was right, mate. You know, when you look at the racist things that were coming out last night.
Exactly.
Saka's Instagram page. You know, there were so many things that were happening.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it just shows, you know, how far are we away from, you know, reached equality.
Of course.
You know, how far are we away from kind of ever getting.
We're never going to get it.
In a society where it's fairer. You know, we don't have to judge a person by the colour of their skin. You know, we just judge a person by who they are.
Yeah, or their orientation or their gender.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we know a few women who are involved in like YouTube football.
Yeah.
The amount of abuse they get, and even if they're black, they even get double the abuse.
Double the abuse.
You know what I mean?
Like, it'll go from once you know about football to then
skin. That's it. It's,
you know
it's madness. It's absolute madness. But I'm refusing today to believe that majority of people in this country feel like that. Because sometimes I think we're in a bubble, we're in this bubble where we live in Manchester. But even we experience this racism, you know what I mean?
Course,
we experience it in our daily lives. It's not people like giving you the N-word or whatever, but it's the microaggressions and all of that comes out.
And a lot of people don't realise this all things,
it's these little things, and sometimes it plays with your mental health because you're like, yo,
if I was happen? On skin color, you know what? Said that to me.
Yeah, did that happen or did I think that? And you know what I mean? You start second guessing yourself. Yeah. But the most important thing is that there's 3 young men who represented their country and missed a penalty. 3 young men who represented their country and missed a penalty. Right? And this is what it's about. It is about that. He's just wondering. Wolfie's
like, trying to find when's he coming home.
Yeah, exactly. Wolfie's like, where is it? Where is it? I'm like, Wolfie,
where's the cup?
Look, he's here. Like, Wolfie's not coming home, pal. It's not coming home. But anyway, on this serious note, because we can't be serious, we've got to laugh at these morons who are sending these things, right? But the media, I want people to understand the media in this country, especially the print media, stoke up a lot of hatred against people who are not. And the reason why we say like me and Saeed and that, like Saeed, born here, bred here, I grew up in England, but he won't be able to, people will never recognize, you're not English. You might be British, but you're not English. But on the bandwagon, people will be like, yeah, actually, you are English. But then England lose or a black player does something. Yeah. You're no longer.
You know, I know it's not from the newspaper here, but the newspaper.
It's an Australian newspaper.
Australian newspaper.
3 black players missed a penalty for England.
It shows you everything that's wrong with this society, you know what I mean?
Man.
A world level, you know. They need to write 3 black players.
That's what I'm saying to you.
You know?
This is it.
But it's like...
This is it. For me, the biggest thing is that when you see racism or any form of hate, whether it's homophobia, whether it's gender discrimination, whether it's like LGBT community discrimination, you've got to challenge those people and just say, how do you feel about that? Not in a shout them down way, but when people come out with stuff like that, you just got to say, how come you believe that? Because I believe a lot of it is conditioning. And I refuse to believe that those who, like a lot of the hooligans who are fighting with people and battering people and abusing these young black players are the majority in this country because in the Black Lives Matter protests during the summer, as we saw a lot of diverse, you know what I mean?
People
it was a very inclusive.
It's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic. A lot of people were there. A lot of different people came out.
That gave me hope, you know. that protest. It gave me hope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you.
We're living in we're living in a fairer society, and it gave me hope, man. I was taken back by it, man. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's beautiful to see.
But now people don't realize, this England team there will be a lot of mixed heritage now.
Of course,
you'll see more Bangladeshi players. You'll see more, Asian
in the
players.
Future. You'll see,
you'll see. I'm telling you now, man. You'll see it because now you only got to look at the academies now in football now. Zidane Iqbal,
Yeah, exactly.
He's British Asian, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He could easily play for England.
Exactly. Yeah, he's born here.
What I mean?
Born here, yeah.
Hamza Chowdhury could have easily played for England.
That's what I'm saying.
I know it's from Bangladesh, but he's English.
But they're born here. They're all born here. They're born here.
The British Asians.
And they would have represented England on the different age groups.
There you go. I'm sure Hamza Chowdhury and he's played for England under 21s.
That's what I'm saying to you. So a lot of these players, the future is changing, and some people don't like the change.
And exactly. That's the key word. I think people are not with the times.
No.
You know what I mean? Like they're using words that are, not really relevant for the society. You only got to look at the Man City fan. I was in the Manchester Derby, and I could see him, and he wasn't ejected for a round for 20 minutes.
And monkey chanting, yeah.
The monkey chanting, I was thinking, that's someone's daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone's dad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was thinking, what's he doing that for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just shows him, man. Like,
Yeah, of course. For me, it's that to quote Bob Marley, one love, one heart, get together. Yeah, exactly, Alicia.
Right.
And feel all right. That's it. Of
we did Bob Marley today, don't we?
We did it. Feel all right. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. That's it, people, man. Bob. People forget that Bob was a football, absolute love football, love playing football. And actually, tragically, one of the ways that he died was because he played in London in the winter, and he played in this park in London. And basically, he got really bad foul on his big toe, and he got infected. Oh. And then they reckon that's where the cancer developed. That's what they reckon.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how Bob was a legend, mate. Bob loved football. You can find loads of photos of Bob with his Adidas. Kicking the ball around, man. One for the love. Yeah, this is it. For some of them to be abused is unforgivable, really. I know some of that has come from abroad. People will track these things and able to explain that, but not all of it. Yeah. Some of it. I know that. I know some of it is people, innit? People who try to
Can you change people?
Exactly. And people who listen, and people who are trying to cause strife. I know he's saying basically the Southgate. For some of them abuses, for some of them to be abuses unforgivable. I know some of that has come from abroad, but people will track these things to be able to explain that, but not all of it, of course. So they're saying what he's saying basically is that he reckons a lot of them might be people from different countries who are pretending to be England fans and abusing the black players. Internet world, innit? Nowadays, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Course. Anybody can do that. But I know that black players to be abused, it doesn't cost that much for them to get abused in this country, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The people get abused right, left, and centre here. So that can happen. But yeah, I know what he's trying to say. He's basically saying bots. They're the bots from different countries because they want people to fight in this country.
Absolutely.
And they want people to come together and people hating each other. So that's what he's saying. But yeah, we'll go to the next quote. Thanks for Yamak. Southgate shouldn't have allowed Saka to take the penalty. Listen, it's one of those. It's probably the people who were most confident to take it and people who were brilliant taking penalties in training. That's what it is.
Another thing as well, you know what I mean? Most of these guys, when you look at it, they're not their first choice penalty takers at club football. I mean, Phillips, you know what I mean? Leeds don't play in a way where they get a lot of penalties, do they?
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? They don't play like that, do they?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, exactly. Everything, this is it. They've done, and they will continue to do that, but we've got to stick by them. And that's why we're doing this video today to say, please report it. Solidarity is important. Unity is important, right? And that we refuse to believe that the abuse that the England players are getting and black players are getting is the majority of this country. We refuse. We're going to be hopeful that it's not. And the only way you can try to get rid of it, because Twitter are not going to do it, Instagram not going to do it, because it makes traction, it's drama. Everybody wants to go on there and then sign up and have a look and get involved. So they're not going to do that. But if any of us on Instagram or on Twitter shared anything that had any copyright issues, they'd be gone like that.
Easily.
Right?
I mean, you know what I mean? I think I was banned for about 2-3 days for copyright. You know what I mean? 2-3 days.
That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. It was, Channel 7 Australia. Headline saying 3 black players missed the penalty. Penn's really disgusted by that.
The
yeah.
He's a sack, man.
Yeah. But that's Australia, you see. Australia are like even more racist, you know what I mean? They're more racist country than the UK.
Oh, they've got multicultural.
Yeah.
You know,
but listen,
society.
No, they don't. They went there, did a Holocaust on the Aborigine people, and it's still the Aborigine people. That's where they're from. And the Aborigine people are still suffering and still being abused. And the majority of them are hooked on alcohol, and the government is intruding on their way of life, the way they want to live with their land. So yeah, Australia is horrible. Most of you want to know about Australia, what's going on in Australia, watch a documentary called Utopia. John Bilger documentary, Utopia. If you want to educate yourself on what's going on in Australia, Utopia. Yeah. John Bilger, a journalist, used to be the war correspondent for ITV News in Britain.
Wow.
For a long time, he made a documentary about 30 odd years ago in the 70s. Then he went back to see if things have changed for the Aboriginal people.
Okay.
And it shows you not many things have changed.
Yeah.
Southgate here. Khalis Ramadeen last year, United Therapy chief reporter. Southgate is just not what we stand for. We have been a beacon of light and bringing people together in people being able to relate to the national team. Yes, of course, 100%, man. Of course it is. That's what I say. To me, that's why I might not agree with some of his tactics, but as an absolute man of integrity, a man who understands what's going on, man of principle on these issues, Southgate is by far one of the best leaders in any place in society. Yeah. He's got amazing leadership skills. So we've got to big up Southgate. We've got to big up Ole Gunnar Southgate. And you know what? Even Ole Gunnar as well. When Ahmad and Pogba shared the Palestinian, it was what? Yeah. Other managers, they would have been spitting kittens, Saeed. They'd be like, no, that's not allowed. You shall not do that. Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, so it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Social media. Listen, social media. They don't want to do it. They don't. Because all they can do now is anything with racially, anything to do with black, anything like with what comes after it, any other swear words, the N word, any monkey emojis or gorilla emojis, all of these things, they can put algorithms in place that deletes them instantly, doesn't accept them.
But why would they do it?
Because it makes them money. Exactly. It brings more traction, and that's what it does. It's like Man United when it comes to transfers. Man United never going to come out and deny anything, are they? Because they add to it. That's why they promote it on their website.
Neil Ashton.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's been in our houses, you know what I mean? Trying to mess with our minds.
Oh. What are you doing, Wolfie? Come in here, little rascal. He's fighting there. He's fighting. He wants some bloody attention. Jose on TalkSport addressed the issue of the 3 young players taking pens. And he gave an example of Ronaldo, Kaká, and Ramos in the senior players also missing in the Champions League. Of course they did. Yeah. Of course they did. That's what I'm saying to you. The greatest players. Look at Messi and Ronaldo. They miss penalties.
I know.
They miss penalties. People miss penalties.
2008 Champions League final.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Come here. Of course. You see my tweet, Lambs. Are you free, Lambs? Do you want to jump on? Do you want to jump on and talk to us?
Jump on if you want.
Yeah. Well, I'll send you the link if you want to jump on.
Come on.
Wolfie, where are you?
Come on, let's
see. He's just there. Come here, Wolfie. Come here. But yeah.
Come here, Wolfie.
Let's try to get on. Go on. You have to pick him up. It's weird because he's a bit scared because it's a chair. If it's a sofa, he would have jumped on.
Come on.
He would have jumped on. Come on, Wolfie, come on. Come on, get up. Yeah, let me give him to you. Yeah, well, come here, Wolfie. Come here. Wolfie, come here.
Come here. Having a bit of dialogue,
yeah, he just wants some attention. Come here, Wolfie. Come here.
Oh, he's got to watch his head.
Yeah, he's been on the plants. There you go. He's been on the plants. There's Wolfie. Look at him standing up now. There you go.
He just needs a bit of attention.
He just wants some attention. Look at him. He stands up. Stand against racism, Wolfie. Stand against the racism. That's what he's doing. Standing.
Yeah.
Standing against.
Is he coming home, Wolfie? 2022.
2022, Wolfie. Is he coming home? But yeah, it is what it is.
No.
Oh, he wants to say hello.
It's not coming home, is it? it's not. He don't want to give us any hope. Not coming home, is it?
Oh, no. He likes you. He likes you. Look, he's just best at eat today, and he likes you. See?
Yeah.
He likes
my
you.
Westies.
Yeah, Westies, man. Westies got a lot of love. Saeed, go through the comments, man. As I tried to find Lambs. Send her the.
Yeah, big up Lambs in the building.
Big up Lambs.
Smash the likes, people. Yeah, man, smash the likes.
Smash a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Carried injuries all season.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what he's been doing, yeah. Of course he has. He's been carrying injuries all season. All season, Rashford. That's what he's been doing. And that's why... By the way, let them know when the Straight Jacket podcast is
coming 5 o'clock, people. Straight Jacket podcast. I'm not scared of dogs. No, I'm not scared of dogs, man. You know what I mean?
I used to be. I got bitten by a dog.
Yeah, had Joey's. I think Westies. I'm not too bad with Westies. I like Westies. I think that's my favourite dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Westies. We like Westies. I've known him, this little rascal here, since he was 2 weeks old. 2 weeks old. I look after him. I look after this little rascal. So yeah, we need solidarity, people. We need lots of solidarity. We need to back the players. United fans must get behind. Remember, I want to remind United fans. Beckham got sent off in 2008 World Cup, right? Yeah. Simeone done a dirty on him, innit? He got him sent off, red card. People in this country were burning effigies. They were burning effigies, right, of David Beckham. David Beckham went on to have one of the best seasons of his career. You know why? United fans backed him. We all got behind him. So I'm expecting United fans to back Sancho and Rashford, and I expect Arsenal fans to back Saka. And I hope that all football throughout this country, all give all England players a round of applause instead of booing them. True. I really hope that. I really hope it's a way of the football fans community in this country to really come together and to go, these morons, minority morons who are abusing these players do not represent the larger football family in this country.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping
that's the key message.
That is the key message. But please do not share the racist messaging. Report it on social media. The racist post on Instagram and on Twitter. Report. And say for what it is. It's for racist and delete. That's what you need to do.
Report and then delete, because you don't want to keep that message on there.
That's what you need to do.
Because straight away,
you need to do.
You know, they're going to be, for me, you're going to be banned. Hopefully the police get involved. But also the police, I don't know if they give a lot of retributive action. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
You know, they don't give a lot of action, do they? Though they kind of like give them a slap in the wrist. Yeah, you've done a bit of racism, but, you know, I'll let you off. That's what they say to them.
Yeah, well.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me started on the police in this countryside.
Yeah.
Let me go there, mate.
Well.
Because we already know a lot of racists used to join the police, innit? Because that's what they had power over black people, innit? To abuse black people. So it is what it is. But it's all form of discrimination. It's not just anti-black racism. It's all forms of discrimination. So beating up Italians, attacking Italian, no, that is not way football is, I'm so afraid. But a lot of it, because I'm trying to explain to people, everybody's asking me, why do you think it is? It's the drinking culture as well. And the game being on so late. People have been drinking all day.
People drinking since the morning.
11 o'clock, some of the pubs are open. 11 o'clock, can you imagine that? And that's why even England fans fighting each other. There's so many videos on social media. England fans just watch along places. People
there's good videos when like a Lamborghini was like, stick your Lamborghini up.
That's, that's banter.
But we don't like the other bits.
We don't like the violence.
We don't like the violence, man. And that's the problem with England. We take it one step far, man, and that's the reality of.
This is it. Drinking. That's it. Honestly, drinking since from 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, of course. Listen, Donnarumma. I told England should never have allowed the game to go on penalties.
Never. I said it was rest and be waiting for disaster. I said it. I said, you know what? You have to win it, even if you lost it in 120 minutes. Yeah. We're proud.
They'd be proud. Go for it.
It hurts more
when you lose than
losing at penalties.
Exactly. Look, Wolfie. Look what have you been doing to my plant? Destroying my little garden, eh? You've been out on the balcony destroying my garden. That's what he's been doing. Look at him. He's got all of my plants. What have you been destroying my mint plant, eh?
Yeah, it's got it on there as well.
He's got it. I got to take it off him. It'll come off. But yeah, people. So we come on here. We didn't want to really go for far too long, but we wanted to get on here and to remind people: report it. Don't reshare the post because it re-traumatizes black people when they see people N-word thing being shared all over social media. Yeah. It absolutely it breaks your heart, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mate, it's a dehumanizing.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
dehumanizing.
It's dehumanizing. So
people don't realize that. Instead
of sharing it, delete it or instead of sharing it, report it. Yeah, report it and try to find out whose burner account it is
and who's doing this. You know, because sometimes there might be a targeted group. There might be a group that's, doing this a lot. So we have to do it. And you know what, man? There's people that just send generic abuse, man. There was a 50-year-old kid I was talking about John Edinson on the video. Next thing you know, the 15-year-old kid abusing me, telling me this and that, and F off to this, and So it can slip. That word, as well. People don't realize it slips.
Of course.
A lot of people say they're not racist, but you have said a racist thing. I understand that can happen. You know what I mean? Because I know,
but it's got to be there deep down inside your mind. Look at the English language. How many more words can you say to insult somebody? Right? Yeah. How many more words can you say? Here we go on the controversy of Roy Keane saying why Grealish and Sterling. Sterling's crap at penalties. He's just not good at it.
No, he's not good at penalties. One as well.
He's missed ones for City. City don't let him take it, and Grealish has not took a penalty for 2 years. I said I would take one. The gaffer made the right decision throughout this tournament, and he did it tonight. So there we go. Grealish is back in. But look like Roy Keane was the England supporter there.
No, Roy Keane, man. He was waiting for England to go down. You know what I mean? I remember you would just talk about Sterling about you would never say anything about Sterling anyway. So in the day, mate, he wanted England to fail miserably.
Yeah. There we go. Here we go.
There's Lambs in the building.
We got Sister Lambs here. How you doing, sis?
Yes, Lambs.
Solidarity, sis. How you feeling?
Do you know what? I'm not even really too sure about what to make of yesterday. In terms of the performances, I feel like I was kind of right in a way about Southgate and when it really came down to the decision making. And I feel like, again, he set up defensively exactly the way I expected him to. You could tell by the lineups as well. And do you know what? England had a very, very good first half. It was so controlled and, they did great by getting the early goal. Luke Shaw, I think he's been brilliant. He's had a brilliant season for United. He's had a brilliant tournament for England as well. Definitely one of the standout players. But again, it's the same kind of thing with Southgate, and you see it almost too often where once they get the first goal, they kind of don't go on to try and get the second or third and kill off the game. They tend to just kind of sit back and invite the pressure on. And I could see glimpses of that happening towards the end of the first half from Italy. And I was kind of relieved when halftime went. I was like, okay, this is what England need, and to regroup and those correct decisions for the second half, set up in a way where they can come out, kill the game off early in the second half, don't give Italy away back into the game. But Italy, like I knew they would, because they are so well drilled, they have a very smart manager, I think definitely a better manager than Southgate. And I knew in the end, that's what it would come down to. And the longer the game dragged on, and I thought, if this goes on to extra time and penalties, it looks like it's shifting more and more into Italy's favour, because once they got the equaliser, I actually thought they were going on to win the game. Within the actual 90 minutes, or even possibly at extra time. I thought Chiesa was brilliant. You can't underestimate Insigne as well. Jorginho, not really one of his best games, but again, quite solid and consistent, and got the job done. To be fair, in the end, and decision making, I think what everybody's talking about is the fact that Southgate, some of these decisions, why didn't Grealish come on earlier in the game? You had a chance to pull off the game. Why didn't you do that? Late decisions. Why is Sancho and Rashford coming on 1 minute before?
1 minute to go.
I know.
Specifically for penalties, this is literally the message you're sending out to the Italian camp. This is literally what and they've hardly really gotten much game time in this tournament as well. There's just a lot of things that don't make sense. Why is Saka, somebody who's never taken a professional penalty before in his career, taking the 5th penalty as well, when I think maybe that should be for somebody like maybe Harry Kane or even maybe Jack Grealish, John Stones, even Calvin Phillips? They can hit why are these players not stepping up? I mean, the best penalty came from a defender in Harry Maguire. You know,
it took out the camera. It took out the camera.
I know.
It took out the camera. But the only thing I could say to that, Lam, the only thing I could say to that, they planned the penalties. Obviously, they planned for penalties throughout the tournament, and the 3 people who were super confident are taking them. And where you can imagine the competition within England, like obviously you can never recreate that pressure. But I guarantee you now, Saka was one of the top penalty takers in the England training. So was Sancho. So was Rashford.
But you see how it kind of contradicts what he was saying about, okay, why Sancho isn't getting, he's not getting time or minutes in the starting 11. He's not getting a look in the starting 11. And a lot of the excuses he kind of came out with was his youth and then his lack of experience. So why is the most inexperienced player taking the 5th penalty? And again, the orders of these penalties, like they do impact people. Like, and I think I saw a video on Twitter that I think Daniel put out as well, where you could see obviously Gareth was one that was choosing the people taking the penalties, and you can see like, okay, this person's going 3rd, this person's going 4th, 5th. If it goes to deadlock 6th, and I'm just thinking, why am I seeing Pickford? Being put forward to take, because he would have been the one.
He's really good at it. Pickford is good at penalties. So he took one, didn't he?
But I'm thinking like, this is some of these orders, like he should be a little bit further down. Maybe he should be the 7th one. Why isn't aren't some of the outfield players out there taking the players first, or even like defensive players? I think Henderson came off. I'm not really too sure why. He's a brilliant penalty taker. Should have kept him on for that.
I think psychologically he missed one, didn't he? He missed one against Austria in the friendlies.
Why isn't Jack Grealish? He's literally come on. Gareth's made him into like a super sub. He's come on. He's made assists to goals. He's been very crucial in changing the structure of the game for England, making it more creative. He's literally one of the most creative players out there, and we know like his ability. So why isn't he's on the pitch? He's on. Why isn't he stepping up and taking the penalties? It's just some of these decisions. Like, I know it's penalties and anything can happen, but you're thinking why, like some of the orders, like it's questionable, and even some of the substitutions earlier on in the game. Like, if you're going to put Sancho and Rashford on, put them on a little bit earlier. If you're going to put Jack Grealish on, put him on during the 90 minutes a little bit earlier on, maybe about the 70th minute, maybe shortly after they equalise. Try and, get back into the game, try and get that other goal, try and kill off the game. Put Rashford on and Sancho on, offer some...
We said that. Yeah, we said that.
Earlier on in time. Why are you putting them on with...
Nothing to go, yeah.
My thing was... I think England, I know it's a hindsight, it's a funny thing, but we took the squad. For me was a bit of a weird one. We took 3 right backs. What was it? Was there need of taking Reece James? I know people will say, "Oh, you should have started him," or what? Was there need of taking? I call for Ward-Prowse. I call for people that might have an impact in certain things that we could do. So, in terms of penalty taking, Ward-Prowse takes it all the time. There is
Ward-Prowse on free kicks.
Brilliant.
There's there's other people I thought, could have been in there.
But you know what?
I'm not been option off the bench.
I'm not going to lie to you, Stephen Kramer here. I agree with him. I think penalties, it's not about your age, your experience. Some of the most experienced seasoned players miss penalties. Penalties is a lottery.
You need confidence. You need confident players.
No, I understand that, but even the confidence, you can never recreate that pressure. Like, you know what I mean? I remember against Bayern Munich, Ronaldo, Kaká, who else missed? For Kaká, Ronaldo, and somebody else. I think it was Cruz. They missed for Bayern Munich against Real Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League, or the quarter-final in the Champions League. So, to me, penalties are a lottery. Penalties are a lottery. For me, one thing we got to be proud of is that this young England team went to the semi-final. Lambs, I know you did the review. I'm sure you were on the review when we did the review of the tournament. And nobody gave England a chance to even make it to a final, even though they were at home. They had favourable draws. But they still pushed a very good team. One of the best footballing teams I've seen from Italy. I've never seen an Italian team play like that. Never. They pushed them to penalties. And we got to be proud of the players. But I wanted to ask you, obviously, as a woman of colour, I'm sure you get abused for being a football you know what I mean, football commentator, you do social commentary on football, and you get abused. So as a woman of color, you understand and know, you see that. I wanted to ask you, obviously, all of us knew, like, soon as they stepped up to take the penalties, I'm like, please don't miss. Because as I said, I'll say it again to people, as a black person or person of color in this country, we can allow to be British, but we can never be fully English, because we're not allowed. From the day we're born, we're told you're not English, right? But when it's all right for England players when things are going well, but as soon as things go wrong, being English is acceptance is subject to condition. It's always to condition, right? On the condition you behave and do this and do that. You don't rock the boat, you can be English. If you do something, you're not English. So how do you feel about all of the vile abuse? Me and Saeed, I try to take it this front where we're thinking, we are not going to believe that this is the majority of this country, because we take a lot of comfort from the Black Lives Matter protest and how inclusive that protest was, and the younger generation. So what do you think about this abuse, first of all, and your own experiences, and what were you thinking? I think all people of color were thinking exactly the same when they stepped up to take that penalty.
Yeah, especially because obviously the only penalties that were scored by the two white players and two of the most favoured players, I think, from England as well. Obviously, Harry Maguire, Harry Kane, the two Harrys, very much loved figures as well. And it had to be obviously the three players, the three black players or players of colour who stepped up, and they were the ones that missed. So, and it's sad to see that you have people out there saying, you know, the N-words are the ones that lost us this final. It's ridiculous because, like you said, when things are going well, you've seen like a lot of unity, people coming together, watching the games together, celebrating, cheering together, and it's been beautiful to see. But literally, like with all things and alcohol flowing, and to touch on your point earlier as well, it when things are going well, then great, everybody's friends. When things suddenly don't go so well, it's easy to kind of scapegoat some people, throw some people under the bus, remind people to stay in their lane, basically. Like you said, okay, you may be British and like you can cheer with us when things are going well, but when don't count yourself as one of us when it was you guys' fault. You were the ones that ruined it for us, people like you and stuff like that. And it's really so disgusting to see, and to think that like for some of these games I've actually gone out with a few people and like actually tried to enjoy and stuff like that. And obviously, like, I like to have an alternative point of view, and the reason why I've had this alternative point of view is not because I doubt the players. I think this is a great squad of players, and in my lifetime I've never seen the England squad like full of so much potential and actually worthy of winning something. But my qualms was always with this manager, and I'm thinking when he comes up against a really well-drilled team with good players, and I think Italy have good, decent enough players. I personally think we have better players in the England squad than Italy. But again, the difference is good players and a good manager. And we just happen to meet our match in terms of Italy because they have a good squad of players, but they've also got a brilliant manager and he's a great tactician. Let's not forget, he came and, he was the first one to kind of put City on the map by winning them a title and whatever. So,
we don't forget that.
Listen, we around here. They don't let us forget lambs around here.
Yeah, but because we're not going to forget. Yeah, we're not going to forget. Obviously, what a tactical genius he is, and I, as the game kind of wore on, I thought it's going to come down to tactical substitutions, the right substitutions at the right time. And then when it drags on to penalties, extra time, penalties, the longer it drags on, I just literally just saw Mancini having more of a handle on this than I did Southgate, to be honest. And that is literally just due to lack of experience. And I thought that was always going to be what lost it for us at the end. Like not because the game, we had quite a good path as well in the World Cup. We had quite a good path in this competition as well. Obviously, the only obstacle people were talking about was Germany, but I thought this was a very sus Germany team as well. This isn't the Germany of old. I think they're still kind of going through this transition where there's this new generation of players and there's still this old generation of players, and they haven't really found a balance as well. I don't think the manager that they have in at the moment.
Look at it, like, you know, will Germany be ever this bad? You know, will France have this kind of, game? Netherlands, I thought they're still coming back in terms of regeneration and whatnot. You know, this will be the best moment ever. 7 games at home.
Yeah, I also think people are forgetting. People are forgetting when it comes to the World Cup, guys. There's going to be even more good teams.
I know South Americans that will get in you. That will leave on you. Don't leave on you, them South Americans. You watched that WWE match, Brazil versus. It wasn't even a football match. It was a WWE match.
It was crazy.
And again, this is what I'm saying. Like, so the competition gets harder. And again, I think the Euros was a very, very good chance.
I love the Euros.
If England do want to go to the next step, then, as harsh as it sounds, I think a better manager to be in charge of this England squad would give us a better.
But also, you know what? He's really.
We're going to come up against some.
He could be a person at the top.
Tough players.
Yeah, I think good coaching and like good coaches on him and the team being drilled. But listen, I'm a bit older than you guys, right? But I watched England get knocked out of loads of different tournaments, and they always gas out. I think it's a lot to do with the way the pace of the Premier League, and also the fact that we don't get they don't get a what do you call it, like winter break. I really think that as well. Like most of the Italians
take a winter break.
Yeah, most of the Italians.
That's the problem, though.
Most of the Italians play in Italy. They have a winter break, even though it was intense. I just looked at Harry Kane. First half, he was tremendous. Man of the match on the first half performance. Yeah. Held the ball, came short, spread the ball, just played. I think England should have gone for a second goal.
He played that. He's the one that played that brilliant ball that literally and that led Luke Shaw to score.
Exactly. I just want to give a lot of love to Ranish and to the people of South Africa. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Please pray for South Africa. Extreme rioting. But because people are starving, bro. That's what happens when you get unequal, like in terms of like unequal society where people are hungry. People are gonna riot when people are hungry. If they can't feed their children, they can't feed themselves. You can't have extreme wealth next to extreme poverty. You can't, and that's what's going on in a lot of places. I mean, to think that they're abusing Marcus Rashford and sending him abuse to Marcus Rashford, yeah. Like,
you can literally see that in London, by the way. Like literally what you said, like there's literally these like 2 million plus pound houses next to and literally on the next road there's like a council estate.
Yeah, and people are stuck. But you know what? Just going on to that actually about people like and poverty. Like Rashford has helped to feed a lot of the kids, and some of the people who were abusing him last night, they're not even grateful that he fought and he got this government to change policy so that their children.
No other government member was willing to do it.
Nobody. All of the Tories, a lot of them have tried to abstain as well in the Labour Party. But Rashford did that, and now they're calling him a monkey, a gorilla, all of these different kind of things. And it just shows you, innit? It's super sad. But solidarity, love to people of South Africa. Violence is never the answer. It's never the way. Big up this brother here from Zimbabwe. Enjoying it from Zimbabwe. Proud to be black. Yo, we're always proud to be black, bro. We're always proud to be who we are. We're always proud. But, Lamb, how much do you think, how much can the penalty misses and the abuse that they're getting could scar Sancho and Saka? Rashford is used to abuse.
It's definitely those two as well. And I feel like it's so, and again, this is kind of why I do question Southgate as well. Because I feel like, Saka, with his inexperience, I feel like if he was going to take a penalty, I think it should have come a little bit later on. Like if it got to the sudden death and then they had to kind of keep going through the squad, I think then he should have been given the opportunity to step up and take a penalty. But I thought in that moment, I think the 5 most senior players, most experienced players, I think should have stepped up. I think Southgate should have known to protect certain players, and especially players like Sancho as well, who, again, Southgate has a lot of people feel has been disrespected throughout as well. Somebody who's not been getting game time, even though everyone's asking why he's not getting game time, to kind of throw him on at at that position, literally specifically for penalties as well. Rashford as well, yeah, he is used to that. He's used to that pressure as well. Somebody he's somebody again who's not been getting game time as well. So, and I think he's coming off such a long-term injury as well. So you're coupling all of this. So youth, like inexperience, and you're putting these players, you're relying on these certain players who have not been playing, they've not been given time, they've not had minutes as well. 2 of them are young players as well, like very young players. So you have to sit there and question what was going through your mind. Like, training isn't the big stage, and this is this is my point.
And I agree. And I agree. The biggest thing, my biggest number one criticism of, as the viewers here dubbed him Ole Gunnar Southgate, is the fact that the substitutions he got wrong, because he had 5 substitutions at each and every game England played, and he didn't make He didn't make best use of the timings of those substitutions.
Like how you guys were thinking, like in the Europa League final, you have 5 substitutions. Plus, why are you making your first one?
That's how you know what it is for me. It's like, it's like a thing in life, like a understanding of life. And when you start putting your problems and you start putting them under the pillow, and then what happens then is
it comes to bite
you in the ass all at once. Yes. And I think a lot of people will say, well, it's only penalties, but the thing I was always going mad at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the fact that he would always make substitutions late.
Yeah.
And it's not about, well, if it clicks once, we'll win a trophy. No. It's not. It's one of them. You have to. It's another situation where, if it's not within you, it will never be with you. You know what I mean? And it's not. You don't know it. Mancini knew when to do it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Lam. So we're talking about like well drilled. You used the word well drilled. Mancini took off a striker and played 3 inverted wingers and a number 10. Behind them, so Harry Maguire and Stones couldn't get out to them, because if they would have left the space, one of them would have run in there. So they all started playing one-touch football. What? And when they started to do that, they were better. What's going on here?
Something about Rashford deleted what?
I don't know what breaking news, but let us know, guys. If Rashford deleting some things, but anyway, look at this. This is why I stopped supporting England since 2006. Fans told me to go back to where you from. Wow. I'm telling you, if you're a football fan, the amount of times you get shouted at that is one of those.
I think we've all heard that one.
Yeah. Wow. I'm 21 years old, and I have never witnessed any racist attack in my life. You know what? Good for you. Absolutely good for you, bro. Thank God you live in a world where there's none of that things going on. So yeah, I hope that continues. I really hope that continues.
I really hope so too. But I feel like if you haven't, then eventually, somehow, some way, you will. I just hope it doesn't happen too often.
Exactly. But yeah, looking ahead, it's kind of like it's
coming over 2022.
Listen, Mount, what did you think? A lot of people coming for Mount. What did you think of Mount's performance?
Yeah, rightfully so. I think I even posted a tweet yesterday saying, I was like, Mount is pissing me off right now. And again, he's one of the players I feel like should have come off a little bit earlier on as well. Yeah. And Mount, I was expecting a little bit more from him this competition. Yeah, I've seen him get into space, putting some good balls in, but not often enough, not consistently enough. Yeah, he's been making a few tackles, interceptions as well. And I feel like, okay, fine. That's the way Southgate wants them to play. He set them up to be quite defensively minded, but I don't like Mount like that. That's not how he thrives as well. And even at Chelsea, that's not his best position. He's better when he's allowed to kind of go forward. Literally everybody's sitting in so deep. He doesn't really have much choice as well. And that's kind of on Southgate. If you want to change things up and, I think to suit that system, play Grealish, because that will suit him perfectly. That allows him, like when everyone's sitting deep, that allows him to literally just run in. Yeah, run in, literally play in those attacking players, your Harry Kanes, Raheem Sterling's as well. Do you know what I mean? Your Saka's on the wings. Like,
what did you think, Lambs? What did you think of Sterling? Like, to me, he nullified. Sterling's been the best player for England from the left-hand side. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, there's some absolute muppets on here. Wow. Well, see what I mean? Even on here, look at this comment here. Blacks are the real racists. Wow. Black, you know what? Let's actually know. I'm gonna address this. Black people are the most dignified people. We teach the world life. We teach the world joy, right? Because if we were what colonialism and slavery and racism has done to black people throughout this world, trust me, half of the world, 3/4 of this world will be burning right now. Candy liquor, you won't be alive, bro. Trust me, whoever you are, you won't be alive. If black people were racist and were violent, the whole world will be alight right now. And that just shows you how small-minded you are. That's what it shows you. You're small-minded.
You know what's so funny? Everything that history has like obviously put like black people through as well. This is literally why there's no entitlement. Like a lot of us are kind of raised with a mentality of literally do not take anything for granted. You're gonna have to work 10 times harder than your friend Samantha in your class because of who you are and because of who they are. So like entitlement doesn't exist because you're taught that life is hard from the off, to be fair. So
yeah, someone in the mods, please unblock in the history of England, we blocked it by accident. Already got.
I got the guy triggered me. Yeah. But listen, of course it is. Of course, but I try to address that. Sorry, we'll unblock you. One of the mods, please. Khaled Ramdeem, can you unblock? Can you unblock
the history of the
history of Die England? The history of Die England. Yeah. Listen,
you know what's so funny? I'm not too sure about you guys, but did you like initially kind of have any plans to kind of like actually go out with people, be in a public setting and watch it? Because I was actually considering it, but even after like some of the attitude about England fans and during the Denmark game when I was out, I was just thinking, do you know what? If something happens, like if things go wrong and England end up not winning, like I do not want to be in the middle of that because like it is dangerous. And I knew that was going to happen. And especially considering the players who did miss the penalties, I just thought this is the fuel, ammunition, everything. Like it's just prime and ready to go. And I was just so shocked at how soon it happened after the final whistle, how soon it happened.
Yeah. Honestly, I put my tweet out. I was like, please, I was like, United fans, Arsenal fans, you got to back Sancho, Saka, and Rashford. But yeah, this is David Nina says, man, I'm Nigerian heritage, born, raised in London. I will never support England like that fully. I'm not emotionally invested like that in England. I will always support because you're not allowed to be. You're not allowed to be English. So how can you support that? Because when you know anything bad happens, you know that you will get it. Exactly the same. When I watched his thing, I was trying to, I don't know what was wrong with the phones yesterday, but I was trying to call him, right? Because I was like, I hope he didn't go out to the Northern Quarter, No,
I didn't. As soon as I got word somewhere, I went, all right, lads, everyone home. Everyone home. But anyway, I'm glad.
So you'd be watching from a safe setting in there. Like he was just with the boys, they were safe. Yeah, I just literally, like you said, I just hope literally everyone else got home safe afterwards.
That's the thing. Honestly, I've seen Mr. Aaron UTD Aaron saying, everybody get home safe. Those people who are out, but it's mad but then you know what? Deep down, I refuse to believe they're the majority. Like these idiots, these psychos are the majority. I refuse to believe. Not even psycho. They're just idiots. And people go, but they're drunk. I'm like, no. When people are drunk, that's when they tell the truth. What is deep inside, and that's when it comes out. Being drunk.
Also pack mentality comes out as well, and like a psychological thing. Like people who may obviously have these racist views, like deep down, like you'll never see it when they're sober because they'll be like civil and whatever to you. But like when they're drunk and they're with that kind of those kind of people, that's when it will come out as well because they feel like they're in a safe environment with like-minded people that they can express, and they are the majority in that setting at that time, that they can express their views, and that's literally what how it comes out. Like some people, you're literally sitting there thinking like, wow, I never thought that's what you really thought of me, but literally at that moment in time, you're just like, okay, wow, this is what you think. Okay, now I know, and it's mad. It's actually quite.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But honestly, in the next couple of weeks and the coming days, I mean, we just want you, hopefully, sis, to stay safe. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we can all take a little bit of a break now because it's not every game. I know the preseason starts really soon.
Well, I need a break.
We need a break.
I seen the Europa League and I thought, then I thought England could get me cheered up. Penalties. You know, and you guys have watched Champions League. You know, you got credit in the bank, lambs. You got Champions League. You don't need to worry about anything.
Exactly.
We've had it hard.
After I've spent literally like the whole season absolutely slandering Jorginho, my man's come up with 2 trophies, 2 major trophies.
But he needs to stop getting giddy as well. I seen him cheering and that. He's gonna get a bit of stick in the.
No, it's not even that. No, to me that was a red card. Did you see the challenge?
Red card for me.
That was a red card. The on Grealish, the way he stamped him. I thought he got the ball, but it's the follow through. And a lot of people have been getting sent off still with a follow through. But hey, you know what? We can't take over from Italy. This is what I'm saying.
It happened against Switzerland, did it not? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So
he got sent off because of the follow through.
That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah.
That was harsh.
That was harsh.
That was very harsh. That one.
And
right. If you're right about that, keep the energy.
Yeah.
The Ukraine Sweden, I thought that was harsh.
Of course.
As well.
Listen, you know what? It is, but you know what? We can't take it away from them. As Lambs, you said it.
Italy,
the Italian team. We called it early, didn't we? We said Italy are a team to beat.
The World Cup,
yeah, I mean, hopefully they're gonna have young players.
They always get. The thing is, they've not done this. They've not just gone to Inter Milan. Picked them.
No, they picked from everywhere because it's about the drill. Lam was saying it's about the drill. It's about the drill. I have never seen Italian team play this progressive football. I'm not having big stars in it. I mean, Chiesa's going to be star, obviously. And when he went up, that's when England's like, the breather. When England went up, but I hope that his English is not too bad.
Some power.
But Immobile is like, okay, he's not even that highly rated. Even Spinazzola is not even that highly rated.
To be fair, England nullified him because I was thinking against Spain, he wasn't effective. But because Spain bullied Italy in terms of possession and kept the ball away from them.
But they're a young team, though. Italy team.
But Italy team is going to get better. But you got to give it on for the tactical way and the attacking, pressing way. And I think England have to come with a plan. And I was saying it last night. I said, in this England team, imagine having Phillips. Imagine having someone like Scholes he is like better than Jorginho and better than these sitters who can dictate the play, who can calm things down, who can get England up the pitch more. But to me, Gareth Southgate, as a human being,
as well. We've seen Paul Scholes score some absolute screamers from the centre of midfield, honestly.
But also dictate the game, dictate the play, calm things down. When United, we need to get giddy and gas, he'd be like, no, calm down. We're going to dictate, we're going to have possession. And that is very difficult to find. But I've got to give it up for Gareth Southgate for coming out hard and strong against the racists and sticking up for his players. I've got to give it him because he was the first ever manager to say, yo, racism in this country as well. Not always worried about racism in Bulgaria or Eastern Europe. Saying that there's racism in this country. So we got to give it them. But to me, we got to back. I hope if you ever get to the game and Arsenal, Chelsea, I hope that Chelsea fans are clapping Saka. I really hope that. I hope that when he comes to Old Trafford, we'll be giving him, and I hope that Sancho and Rashford will get the same, especially Rashford, because Rashford has fed kids, man. He's fed families because of his actions, and I really hope that now he can get his ankle and shoulder injury sorted out, and that he can come back towards the next couple of months into the season. Yeah. We hope and pray, but these young players, it's a message. If they were to ever see this, and the message is that no room for hate, people. No room for hate. Do not abuse people for something they can't help. I think this England team can grow and be stronger. Like I said, we refuse to believe that all these mindless racists are the majority. I refuse to believe that. We're gonna be hopeful. And
guys, don't forget, there's a lot of players who didn't make it into this England squad who will possibly be available, like Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I think now no more 5 centre backs, no more 5 right backs, no more 4.
Before his injury was absolutely phenomenal. Like some of these players still need to come back to the squad as well. So I think the excitement level can grow.
Come on, of course, they're gonna build. I'm gonna build 100%. So we gotta be hopeful, people. The only way is hope, not hate. Always hope, compassion, and love, and that's what he needs. But England fans, to me, like I said, you know what? I will say it, and I'll say it again. I love Gareth Southgate's integrity. I love what he's done with his team. I just hope that he gets enough coaches around him that are tactically announced to know when to change. And that England have to go for it, because in that game, there was a chance last night after they went 1-0 up to go for it again, other than thinking. But it's the emotion. It's a final. Yeah. Finals never go to plan. All of the pressure, never. All of the pressure.
You know, I think that's a good compromise, actually. If they're not willing to change the manager, then get him the right coaching stuff. Get him the people that be like, no, Gareth, when this happens, or when you have the advantage, press the advantage. Do this. Or when you can see the goal, switch up the formation, put these man on, take these on, change up the formation. Like, he needs these people around him then. If you're not going to, because at the end of the day, you're just hanging him out to dry, to be honest. And I feel like this is literally what you're seeing United do to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You're seeing it happen to Mikel Arteta. Like, these man, I think even Arsenal, they don't even have enough staff as well, which is even
more. A lot of people, didn't they?
Yeah, so it's like how you're setting these man up for failure because you're not giving them the correct tools.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, from Dalian here, come on. He's saying, Mr. Structure, before the Euros, I was thinking of immigrating to the UK after seeing the events last night. I'm having my doubts saying this as a white one. Well, xenophobia is real, bro. Xenophobia is real. Absolutely. But I would like to think that...
This is why nobody likes English tourists when they go on holiday abroad, literally. Nobody can stand them.
I'm for Francais. Yeah, Francais. Yeah,
listen, there's hella racism in France as well. But the only thing I would say to you, Dilian, I would say to you is that it depends where you go, bro, but it is since Brexit, xenophobia, racism, mainstream media.
It's on the high.
You know what? To me, the biggest thing, I never blame the people for me, is how they get radicalized by the media. And in our media, owned by 5 billionaires, own 80% of the British media. And they'll get radicalized, these people, to be hateful. Because these people have a right to be angry because of the way government policies have marginalized them. But they always telling them, blame the person who's got slightly different skin tone than you, or blame the person who's got a different accent, or blame the person who's LGBT.
Has different beliefs than you as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, Islamophobia is real in this eye. To me, that's the most unaccepted place to be, is against Muslims as well. 100%.
Why Pogba literally, like, as soon as the guy literally makes one mistake, if he's anything less than perfect in anybody's eyes, because the guy is black, Muslim, and French, so not English. Exactly. So the three things that the British media hate most.
Yeah, Samson, 100%. There's a lot of similarities, but we got to stay hopeful, people. It's a new season. Lambs, are you looking forward to the new season? Are you taking a bit of a break now from this football madness?
Yeah, listen, do you know what? Because I feel like I know what's going to happen. We are going to get Haaland. That does seem to be the direction that Chelsea are headed. And one thing I do like about Chelsea is that when we do say we're going to go all out for a player, the way our chairman's determined, our owners determined, our board, everybody's determined. So when we say we're gonna go out and get somebody, we are gonna get out and get somebody. Like, I know Roman's very, very determined. I think it does look like 150 million bid. I don't think that's gonna be all at once. It could be like 130, possibly with add-ons. Say if Chelsea do win the league, then they'll get the remaining.
Yeah. And Dortmund can do with that money right now. I think that could happen. Dortmund can do
that with the Sancho money. That's a lot of money they're making, and like you said, with the impact, they've been impacted really quite badly with this pandemic as well. So that will help them a lot, this money.
Listen, we're taking a break, but we're not going to be going anywhere far soon, Bible, because we're going to be on the Straight Jacket podcast and on here as well. We're going to be dismantling this Jackie Nori stories about Man United transfer. Absolute Jackie Norris. So I'm going to hopefully see. I'm going to give myself a couple of days, but I'm going to see if I can just do a roundup show about how ridiculous some of
Samuel Lucas. I'll show you now.
Oh my God.
Samuel Lucas.
They're not going to get like a complete break. I think they're also going to be doing their podcast. That's going to be out at 5 o'clock today. So
no, Samuel Lucas. United close to agreeing personal terms with Rafael Varane.
That's a guy
anyone can do personal terms.
An absolute muppet. I can agree personal terms with whatever. If the two clubs don't settle on a transfer, that ain't happening, mate. It is simple. You either pay up or shut up. That's what you do. And one thing about Chelsea, when they pay up, mate. And one thing I always give it, we don't even know your sporting directors. That's how everything is in close. You act. You're all about action. Yeah. Well, Man United are all about
people. That's the thing. I feel like Chelsea just have people everywhere. Like they're that plugged in, they're that connected. That's like I don't think it's any one or two people. I feel like it's literally like a team of people. They literally have like, okay, somebody's focusing on Serie A, somebody's focused on Liga, somebody's in the Bundesliga. Like I think they just have people everywhere. Like it's so plugged in because obviously you see the successful kind of loan business that Chelsea have going on as well. So, and this is literally what happens because we have an owner who he cares about football and he knows the game as well. So he wants to get the best people in to make sure that the model, the structure continues to thrive and survive. Like what Manchester United are doing, I feel like the current owners who don't really know what they're doing, they don't really know much about the game or whatever, they're trying to hold on to that history, that clout, the name that is Manchester United, because it still holds a lot of weight no matter what has happened in recent times. And they kind of still think they have that weight where they can negotiate and be like, okay, we're Manchester United, we'll take this player if you just do this. And it's like it doesn't work like that anymore. Like if you don't have the money, other people who have the money will be willing to pay up and they're not going to entertain you anymore. So if you don't have the money, they're not going to entertain you.
Yeah. Lambs, we've got bankers who don't even know. Patrice Evra, one of Man United legends, was saying Richard Arnold, which is our chief negotiator, who's a former Bristol University banker, worked for JB Morgan's, right? People were ringing Patrice Evra saying, can you get him to pick up the phone, please?
Yeah. It's crazy.
There's levels, Lambs.
Yeah.
And there's levels. Yeah. There's levels and there is levels. And Man United are a banker's level where they don't have every clue about Man United. And now Woodward is leaving, but guess who's going to replace him? Another Bristol University banker.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
How do you guys feel? Because obviously we've heard, obviously before the whole final news and everything, and everyone caught up in the whole Euros, the release of another All or Nothing documentary for Arsenal. Can I just say, how would you guys feel if United ever thought
to do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if that happened, I feel like the protest would be back in full effect. Fans will just be like, "How dare you? How dare you?"
Have you heard about our women's team? No manager still.
I've heard about that.
They've complained to the PA, Professional Footballers Association.
Yeah, it's a shambles.
They didn't even have to write showers.
Wasn't one of their targets to improve the women's team?
Yeah. There you go.
That's why what's her name? Casey Stoney walked away. One of the most talented football women's coaches in the world. Actually, I don't even like women. One of the most talented coaches in football, full stop. Because I'm telling you now, it won't be long when a woman's managing a club soon. I'm telling you, coaching.
And when you think about, like the Chelsea women's team, like how well they did getting to it.
Amazing.
Having somebody like so well informed and so articulate, like Emma Hayes.
Emma Hayes is unbelievable.
Emma Hayes, like absolutely unbelievable.
You are lucky to have her. Honestly, she's a Chelsea player.
I think they've acquired two of the United ladies players as well amidst all this madness.
Oh yeah, the girl. What's her name, man?
Well, Lauren James is
she's very talented, her.
Yeah, so and you can tell all of this is happening because of how well run, like not only the men's team, Chelsea, but the women's team as well. Like Abramovich sees ambition, he sees potential, he sees this back in the market and the ability for the women's team to thrive, and rightfully so. Now they're getting to that level where they're becoming competitive. Because of how well run the club is, not just for the men's side, the women's side as well. So not anymore. She doesn't. She plays for Chelsea now.
Exactly. Yeah. See, Reece James' sister. Yeah, she plays. Yeah. She plays. Yeah, Lauren James. Yeah, she plays for you know. Listen, there's a question here. People are loving Saeed's vlogs. Question is from Daniel. Saeed, are we getting a new vlog?
Yeah, you're getting a new vlog on Thursday.
There you go, Daniel. Daniel Smith.
I'm filming it tomorrow.
How's the training going, Saeed?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. You know what I mean?
A lot of work.
Yeah. So we're putting in work. But it's a new type of video coming out on Thursday. You're gonna enjoy it, man. I'm telling you now. You're gonna laugh.
Yeah, make the people laugh. Make people laugh.
Yeah, that's what we need now, man.
We need that. We need more comedy. That's what we need. Trust me.
No Jackie Norris stories.
No Jackie Norris stories. Just comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
Do you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you guys as well. Do you feel like there's definitely been an agenda between Southgate and Jack Grealish throughout this competition? Because obviously there's a lot of talk about why he's not using him. He's clearly the best player that we have in the squad. So, and obviously there's all these excuses that have been coming out, certain interviews, certain things that just don't really look like they're adding up. And again, we saw, you know, some of the decisions that were made in the final. What do you guys think about, like, can we safely assume that there has to be some kind of agenda now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to answer this one, Athanos Harper. Actually, you know what? That will work against it because the best thing about football, it brings people together. It would need equality and it brings people together. So it will be difficult. But I understand what you're saying. I know what you're getting at. But I think we need to be more outward looking. Black people are always outward looking. We invite everybody to the cookout, people. Everybody comes to the cookout. That's the thing about black people. So when I say black people are this, black people are that, I'm just like, you don't know, man. You don't know. You're just making massive assertions. But yeah, I agree. I think going forward, I genuinely think that. I think that it didn't help the fact that he was injured, right? It didn't help that he was out for a long month on this mystery injury. That didn't help it. But I agree, Lambs, that there is a bit of tension and friction, and that he doesn't, because the papers are asking, everybody's like, oh, he's the best player. Southgate is trying to build a team cohesion, other than just one player, one star, and that's the difference. I think he doesn't want one player to be the whole thing, symbolizes it all, but more of a team. And I think I
feel like England's kind of already do that in terms of Harry Kane, where there's a lot of talk about how they're trying to build a team around Harry Kane, and how can you build a team around Harry Kane when you're not creating a team around the creative outlet that's going to supply him with goals as well?
Yeah, of course.
IKEA part two,
answer the question, so do you think there's a tension between Grealish and Sancho?
For me, I don't think so. I just think Southgate just loves runners. He loves people with energy. That's what his game's about.
But they gassed out last night.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's the irony of the situation of, you know what? You know, Gareth Southgate now has to change it. Say it's
Steve. He's one of the most powerful as well. That's got to count for something.
Yeah. I just think now we need to technical footballers now need to. So Jude Bellingham, I want to see him in the next World Cup. He's going to be about 19, 20. You know, hopefully he can be there. I want to see Trent Alexander-Arnold right back. You know, let's go for an established right back. For me, Kyle Walker, you know, is a good player, and I think he's got a good quality, but he's getting towards now 31, 32 now. We need a young upcoming, but with experience. You know, Trent Alexander has got experience.
Yeah, playing the Champions League finals.
We don't need four right backs.
Two Champions League finals.
We don't need four right backs. We needed someone like Jesse Lingard, someone that can change it in that middle of the park. We didn't have it. I mean, Grealish is on the left. A lot of people say Grealish is a 10, but he's better on the left. I think we need someone like Jesse Lingard to take over Mount, to go in behind, stretch the defence.
You know what I think? The biggest thing for me is the last night he needed runners, but the substitution should have come in about 70th minute. 3 substitutions would have come, and I said, I think Grealish should have come on. I think Bellingham should have come on because he offers more energy and he can take the ball and dribble at people and he make runs, and he's a goal scoring midfield player. Yeah. And I think Saka should have come on, and then he would have changed it to. He would have had 2 more changes with Sancho and maybe Rashford.
Lingard.
Yeah. I mean,
they made like a double substitution quite early on. Like Italy was proactive.
Yeah, exactly. Did Southgate maximize his squad? Yeah, he had a lot of people who didn't even make a start.
Exactly.
You know, there was one game where Mings, Connor Cody. Yeah. Oh, I know injuries happen, but seriously.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. Anyway, people, love, like. Please let them know where they can find you, Lambs.
God, where am I? What do I usually do? I've not really been doing any streams this week because I've had like a terrible week, but I have my intro.
Shut up. Are you coming out of the better though? We're so glad that you're coming out. You're feeling a bit better, sis. And thank you for jumping.
Just like, do you know what? I just wanted a safe environment to kind of like just give my review because I've not literally given my thoughts on anything about this game at all. I've literally had a just express my post-match instance as the penalty shootout was going on like a little bit on Twitter, but obviously everyone was just kind of a little bit shocked and in their feelings at the time, not really understanding what's happening. But now that obviously we've deeped it, it is what it is. But Lambs Reacts, GNA TV, Midnight Vibes on the Terrace with KJ and the gang, just here, there, and everywhere, really and truly.
11 on Thursday, one of the best podcasts.
Yeah, and the Offside Rule on the first 11.
One of the best podcasts, one of my favorite. Absolutely wild.
With Yannicka and Rachel.
Yeah, giddy over there.
Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, they get giddy, mate. Everybody gets giddy. The comments are giddy. It's just giddy media on the comments on there. I'm telling you. Yeah. But Lam, thank you so much. Saeed, vlog out. Straight Jacket podcast.
Straight Jacket podcast, man. We delve into everything in there, man. We even have a go at Pretty Patel.
We give it to Boris. Boris gets it. Figuratively.
Yeah, figuratively. Yeah, that's
Boris
it.
gets it.
I hope you give it to her. I hope you give it to her for her disgusting tweet, mate, about what she was saying. Such a hypocrite.
This is it. The hypocrisy is next level, isn't it?
But yeah, check it out. 5 p.m. Straight Jacket podcast, and man, subscribe to the channel. Keep supporting, and man, we'll be back soon.
Yeah, man. Like, subscribe, share, people, build the community. Therapy. I mean, we're gonna need the therapy, and I think going along next season, we're definitely gonna need more of this therapy because Man United are doing what they're doing. Lambs is in a proper structure football club with a decent owner. What happens? They do the business. Yeah. Lambs are going to be all right. It's going to be very exciting to watch Chelsea next season if you get Haaland over the line because it's going to be crazy going for that league title. But love, respect to every one of you. Hope, not hate. Yeah. Hope always wins, people.
And no to racism.
No to racism whatsoever. And solidarity and love and respect to Saka and Saka, Rashford and Sancho for having the guts to get up there and take the penalty, because that's what it takes, people. It takes courage to go and get up there in the most pressured penalty situation and to get up there and do it. And at the end of the day, the penalties got saved, and we've got to give credit to Donnarumma because in that goal he looks like an absolute. Yeah. He looks like Thanos in there. It looks like the Hulk in there. Yeah. I'm telling you, it looks like the Hulk.
Did you see him in Pickford like hug literally before? He was like towering over him. You look like his dad. I was like,
he tried to hug Kane. I said, Kane, stay away from him. Honestly, it was a curse, the hug curse, man.
Listen, I'm telling you, and you know, funny thing is like, Pickford is 6'1". He's quite tall, Pickford as well. He's 6'1".
So this guy's just part human, part something, you know.
Exactly. And for that young to have that composure to save penalties as well. Big up, of course, always to Ali Bumbaye and Irfan and Mighty Mundo and everybody and Rachel. Good. I hope Rachel is doing well in her exams. Please, everybody, send their positive energy because I'm sure she's got exams or she's revising today. Big up, Rachel. Big up to every one of you in here. And like he said, it's always hope and not hate. Peace, love, light, always. Thank you so much, Lami. We're always grateful to see you, sis. And we're glad that you come on here and give your post-match. Yeah. You know what I mean? Got it off your chest. Because it's a therapy. This is a therapy channel. You've got it off your chest. And you know what? On the tactics, you were right about Southgate. You were right. You were right. When it came down to it, you said, when it comes down to it, would he go? So big up to Lambs for getting that right. But as a human being, he's a brilliant person.
100%. 100%. And you know what? I still think he does deserve some. I'm hearing stories about knighthood. I wouldn't go that far, but I still think he deserves some recognition for obviously getting England to their first final in 55 years or something. So that's something. Obviously, we don't. If he won it, then fair enough, the knighthood and whatever. But because he didn't win, at the end of the day, like history remembers winners, not finalists, stuff like that. So until he does,
don't we?
Until he does win something, I think that's what it should be reserved for as well. But he, like you said, he's a very, very good person, like genuine good person. I'm not talking about his managerial skills, like him as a person. He's a very good person.
He's a human being, yeah. Decent human being.
Great human being. We do need more people like that. Do I think the job is too big for him? Yeah, I've always stood by that, and kind of proved me right a little bit in terms of the decision making towards in that final, especially as the game wore on the end as well. So again, if he's going to stay, then give him the resources to succeed. Otherwise, you're just going to keep on being disappointed and blaming his failure. Do you know what I mean? It's literally like the issue that you guys have with your fan base, Arsenal have with their fan base, where people just keep on blaming the manager. It's not the manager's fault. We all know who the real, what the problem is.
We got a question for you here. The last question, Lambs here from it's the die history of the England. Jorginho for Ballon d'Or, Lambs. I won't get back at me personally, but go on, Lambs. No chance.
Not yet. Like at the end of the day, like to be considered for that, you have to kind of want everything. So if he then goes on to, I don't know, win the Premier League and the Champions League this year as well, then he is in for a very, very good shout. But at the end of the day, my issue with Jorginho is, and I've seen him do things for Italy in the system that he doesn't do for Chelsea. I've never seen him track back like that, intercept as well, play those forward balls. And I think even Rio Ferdinand correctly identified in the semi-final that they had against Spain, there's certain passes that in a Chelsea shirt he would make sideways or backwards, whereas in an Italy shirt he's making those forward passes. And now that I've seen that, I want to see that more consistently, more often in Chelsea. If he can do that consistently, like no one's going to fault him for having 1 or 2, possibly even 3 bad games throughout the span of a season. But if you can do that, take us to a Premier League title, then fair enough. I'll hold my hands up and start, because I already have apologized to him and given him the respect and dues that he deserves. But I need this to carry on, basically. So,
of course, Samson, you have every right to have that opinion. I'm not bothered by Southgate as a person. England lost. I want to win. He's not a winner. That you can have that. You can have that point of view as well. You can have that point of view. But love, I need more therapy from Hancocky. I'm still having nightmares. It went all Matt Hancock up, didn't it? It went Matt Hancock up, didn't it? The penalty shootout and the whole game. But anyway, England will be back. Chiesa, what a player! I said it. Chiesa. What a player. Hey, I don't think Juventus want to get rid of Chiesa, but I can see Chelsea going,
Bayern Munich. I'm probably after him.
Well, he's a top player. He's an absolute top player. Jorginho win the Champions League and the Euros in 1 year, of course.
So yeah, we've still got that competition, actually. I forgot.
Exactly. Well, he might clean up here. Anyway, lots of love to you all. Please subscribe. Please share. Please follow Lambs.
Yeah, man.
Society TV, road to 50 people, 50 to 40,000.
Yeah.
Let's go. And Lambs, check her out. Give her a follow on Twitter. Show her some love, people. Show her some love. Because she's there, tells it as it is. Unscripted.
Get these guys to like 50,000 before the season begins, because they need it. It's going to be a long season for them.
Trust me. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, lots of love and respect to every one of you in the comments as well. Every opinion is welcome, as long as you're not deluded. And as long as you're not just making trolling for the trolling reasons anyway. Love, light, therapy army, we are out.